Alright, everybody, the time is 9 o'clock p.m. right on the dot, and it is January 18th. I am here back again to give you another weather update in regards to some actually pretty impressive cold that's going to be heading our way over the next couple of days, next few days, and we're going to see maybe a couple inches of snow over the next several days as well. Not really much snow in the forecast. I think most of the snow is going to follow the same track that it did in that previous storm that moved through last weekend across the eastern seaboard that dumped lots of snow across the New England, Appalachian Mountains, those areas. There's going to be another storm system that's going to be moving through there. In fact, we might even have a chance to take a look at that. Before we get to that, though, I want to make sure that you know where all our platforms are once again. All of them are right there. You can make sure to get connected in those different ways. The username for Twitter has changed to GLWX_. That's a little bit different, but you can find that if you scan the QR code. If you're watching on desktop, you can have access to all of that as well. All the information is available on the website on that QR code. All right, so that is plenty enough there. Let's get started with the video. All right, so what we're looking at is the 500 millibar height anomaly. This shows the air in the upper levels of the atmosphere. This is the current present situation we have in regards to the air in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Remember, these red regions are warmer air in the upper levels of the atmosphere, or warmer than average air in the upper levels of the atmosphere, which means you've got kind of a ridge building fueled from warm air from the south, and then the blue and purples indicate cold air. This cold trough is associated with that big winter storm that moved through the New England region over the past couple of days. But I want you to watch how this evolves, because as this evolves, we're going to see a dramatic drop in temperatures associated with it in regards to our weather in the Great Lakes region over the next several days. So let's take a look as it progresses. You kind of have that ridge still building. It's going to be in the 30s today and tomorrow, and then by Thursday we got another trough building in. This is going to drop temperatures in Michigan particularly down to the 20s, and then maybe in the low 30s, upper 20s in parts of Indiana, Ohio. We'll actually take a look at temperature graphs in a minute. This trough kind of actually goes pretty deep down into parts of Texas too, so it's going to be kind of a rather large region of cold connected with this. So it's not a very deep trough, not going to be much cold air with it, but it will be cooler. Might warm up again a little bit for a short amount of time before we see another deep trough start to dig in. This deep trough come Sunday, the 23rd, may actually fuel our next chance of seeing some snow. So we might see maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow come Sunday into Monday. Looks like snow is probable, and it gets deeper. It's going to be quite cold with this particular trough. But the real concern, where we're seeing potential for sub-zero air temperatures, now that's air temperatures, we're not talking wind chills. Air temperatures is when we get into Tuesday. So Tuesday we're going to have this nice deep purple trough just sitting over Michigan, northern Ohio, and it's kind of going to drag eastward. So this is something we're going to have to keep an eye on as it continues throughout the next several days as the models update. Now this little graphic here shows another potential for another winter storm in parts of the southeast over the next near the end of January. So I think this is a little bit dramatic in regards to how deep this trough is going to be. I don't expect it to be this deep. This is kind of going overshot, especially since we're later in the model run. This is still pretty far out. I don't think it's going to be this deep by the time we get to there. It's not usually what happens. Model tends to overstretch it a bit. This is a GFS model. So, all right, so we're looking at another potential for a couple of troughs, a couple of batches of cold air, some cold air masses that could potentially have an impact on the air temperatures we see over the next several days. Now it's going to drop below 30 degrees in parts of Michigan for sure. Following Wednesday, it's going to be in the 20s, and then it's going to start dropping down to the teens. We're not really going to see much temperatures above freezing. So hopefully we get some more snow along with that, because there's really no point to the cold unless we have snow. That's in my opinion, of course. So this air mass is going to be the next thing that is going to make the news in regards to our weather. All right, let's take a look at how the air temperature is going to be impacted by this. This is the current air temperatures. This is pretty accurate to the current time frame. It's 35 degrees outside at my house in Kalamazoo County of Michigan. So kind of have a little bit of a warm front kind of building, in fact. So it's going to get in the mid 30s, and then we have this nice cold front. Not really going to bring much snow with this cold front, but this cold front's going to bring a dramatic change in weather. You can already see on the backside of it, we got single digits, sub-zero air temperatures as we get into parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin. So that cold front, though it's not going to be quite apparent that it's coming, it's going to bring quite a bit of cooler air with it. So by Thursday, we've got temperatures down to the teens during the day, only getting up to 20. And then by nightfall, it starts to get down back into the teens. We'll see another gradual warm up, and then behind it, yet another cold front. And then things will start to get really cold. This is Monday. Watch what happens Monday night come Tuesday. Tuesday night. This is it. Look how cold it gets. We get sub-zero temperatures as far south as Illinois, Iowa, parts of Michigan even, Ohio, and even as cold as the teens early Wednesday morning when we get down to southern Indiana, southern Ohio. So we're going to get into a deep freeze come Tuesday night into Wednesday. That's really what the models are putting out right now, and the forecasts are putting out. It's going to get quite cold come next week. And this has actually been forecasted by the models over the next for quite a long time, so this is no surprise because it showed it a lot more dramatic than it does now. So the models have really lessened up on what they actually put out at the very end. That's why we wait for a while before we actually start to talk about what these models are saying. So cold air is coming, and there's no question about that. So, and then single digits really stick around throughout the day on Wednesday and Thursday. It's not really going to get much warmer. So, and then we start to see a little bit of warm up before another shot at single digit temperatures returns again later on. All right, let's actually take a look at wind chills, because wind chills is the real thing that can be a concern that can cause things such as frostbite. So Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, let's take a look as the model updates progressing. It's going to get cold pretty quick come Wednesday night. Single digits, sub-zero as you get off to the north in the Upper Peninsula, sub-zero teens, in fact. These winds are really going to be what the main factor is in how cold it actually feels outside. So this is Friday, Saturday, still single digits. You got some sub-zeros, even forming in parts of eastern Ohio. It's when you start to get to the mountain regions a little bit. And then I want to take a look at Tuesday night, because Tuesday nights is when things are really going to start to get cold. All right, where does our wind chills take us Tuesday night? Tuesday night wind chills looking pretty good. Well, not good, but pretty deep. So you have negative 20s for wind chills in parts of eastern Michigan, northern Ohio, Indiana, parts of western Michigan even involved with negative. So needless to say, Tuesday night into Wednesday is going to feel extremely cold. Even look at how cold it's going to be in Minnesota. Negative 40s, dramatically cold. So that's really the big concern, Tuesday night. How cold is it going to be Tuesday night? The forecast may change later on, but it looks like, as of right now, we're going to have some cold air on the way. All right, let's take a look at how much snow we might get. Really, all the snow that we're going to get, it's not really going to be much in Indiana, Ohio. Unfortunately, I know Indiana has really missed out on the amount of snow that supposedly you guys should have throughout the year. But the real big thing to be concerned with is the lake effect snow in western Michigan and northern Indiana. So let's take a look. There's a little bit of snow going off in the parts of northern Michigan, northern Mackinac regions, and then you kind of see some lake effects start to develop on Thursday. Not much lake effect from this. Really, the lake effect's going to stay off to the lakeshore, parts of South Haven, Holland, Gary, those towns. Not really too much to be concerned with. This represents a kind of a small cold front that's going to be moving through, and then this low pressure system might bring some snow to parts of western Ohio, Indiana. Again, these models really don't really depict exactly where the snow is going to be this far out yet. So we kind of have a little bit more snow ahead of that really cold air mass that's going to move in on the backside. Lots of lake effect snow potential, looks like, especially if you go north to south, parts of Gary again, maybe under the gun for that. So, not much snow, but a lot of cold. So that's really the big concern with what's coming up over the next several days. So, cold air, find ways to bundle up, keep warm over the next several days because we will not be getting above freezing for quite a while. Let's take a look at forecasted snow totals based on the ECMWF model. Total accumulated snowfall. Alright, so this is well showing the current, or the total accumulated snowfall up from now until Friday. You kind of get some snowfall totals of up to 4 inches possible along the lakeshore. Not really much inland. Areas such as Boyne City, Traverse City, Marquette, Sault Ste. Marie may see a lot more snow. And then we kind of get those miniature clipper systems with not much snow, but enough snow to make the ground look nice, I guess. And then we get snowfall totals of 9 inches from now until Tuesday before the deep freeze settles in. And then we kind of get those forecasted accumulations along the lake where that lake effect really takes off. So not too much snow unless you live near the lake shore. Really, that's the big place that's going to see the most snow over the next several days. So big topics are incoming air masses bringing major cold. All right. So hopefully this video helped you show what's going to be coming your way, and make sure to find ways to bundle up and stay warm over the next several days. If you have questions, feel free to chime in, to leave a comment, and I will try to get back with you as soon as possible. Remember to stay connected on all our other platforms, and have a good evening. I hope you stay warm.